Baalbek, which is located in Lebanon, and I had the great privilege of going there in September of last year, exactly 1 month.
I watched your video today, the Baalbek video. Just looking at the enormous size of those stones.
In the ancient ruins of Baalbek, located in Lebanon's Beqaa Valley, lie stone blocks so massive and precisely placed that no one can explain how they were built. Known as the Trilithon, these stones weigh between 800 and 1,000 tons each, making them some of the heaviest used in any construction. Adding to the mystery is the discovery of a monolith weighing over 1,650 tons, the largest ever recorded. The challenge of understanding how ancient builders cut, moved, and placed such colossal stones without modern tools has left experts scratching their heads. Some point to Roman engineering skills, while others suggest advanced, forgotten technologies or myths of supernatural help. The Trilithon pushes the limits of what we thought ancient civilizations could achieve. This site is more than just an ancient ruin, it is a question mark in history. Baalbek, located in modern-day Lebanon, holds an extraordinary place in ancient history as a center of religion, culture, and architecture. Its origins trace back to its foundation as a Phoenician settlement, where it played a pivotal role in the worship of Baal, the god associated with storms and fertility. The name Baalbek itself is thought to derive from the god Baal, emphasizing its religious significance. This early era laid the groundwork for its development as a spiritual hub, attracting pilgrims and serving as a focal point for regional religious practices. The city experienced a transformative shift in 334 BCE, when Alexander the Great's conquest brought it under the influence of Hellenistic culture. This marked the beginning of an era where Greek traditions intermingled with the city's original Phoenician identity. The merging of these two rich cultures expanded Baalbek's role beyond a religious center, positioning it as a key urban settlement within Alexander's expansive empire. Greek art, language, and architecture began to influence the cityscape, setting the stage for its next significant transformation under Roman rule. When the Roman Empire gained control over Baalbek during the 1st century BCE, the city reached its zenith as a center of cultural and religious activity. The Romans recognized its strategic importance and potential as a showcase of imperial grandeur. Baalbek became known as Heliopolis, or the City of the Sun, reflecting its growing prominence. The Romans heavily invested in the city, commissioning grand construction projects that included some of the largest and most sophisticated temples of the ancient world. These projects were part of a broader strategy to assert Roman authority while honoring the city's deep-seated religious traditions. Baalbek became a cultural nexus where various traditions and practices coalesced. It maintained its status as a center for religious activity while embracing a broader cultural significance. The influence of the Phoenicians, Greeks, and Romans blended seamlessly, creating a vibrant, multicultural environment. The city became known for its elaborate festivals, athletic games, and grand processions, which not only attracted residents, but also drew visitors from across the ancient world. These events often combined religious rituals with celebrations, further solidifying the city's reputation as a hub for both spirituality and entertainment. However, what truly set Baalbek apart was its architectural legacy. The Roman period, in particular, left behind monumental structures that have been studied by historians and travelers for decades. Among these, the Temple of Jupiter stood out as the centerpiece of Roman Baalbek. It was built on an unprecedented scale, with enormous columns reaching heights of over 70 feet, each constructed from single blocks of stone weighing hundreds of tons. This temple was not just a religious sanctuary, but a symbol of Roman engineering prowess and imperial strength, dominating the cityscape and affirming Baalbek's status as a critical outpost of the empire. Equally remarkable was the Temple of Bacchus, which, despite being slightly smaller than the Temple of Jupiter, was celebrated for its intricate design and exquisite craftsmanship. Its detailed friezes and columns depicted scenes of mythological significance, reflecting the cultural fusion at the heart of Baalbek. The temple was dedicated to Bacchus, the Roman god of wine and ecstasy, and served as both a spiritual center and a venue for festivities tied to his worship. Its preservation in remarkably intact condition today offers a rare glimpse into the artistic and architectural mastery of the ancient world. The Temple of Venus, the third major sanctuary in Baalbek, further highlighted the city's rich architectural heritage. Unlike the grand scale of the other two temples, the Temple of Venus stood out for its elegant and refined design. Dedicated to the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, it featured curved lines and intricate carvings that showcased a distinctly Roman aesthetic. This temple added a sense of balance to the city's monumental landscape, reflecting the multifaceted nature of its cultural and religious life. The temples not only served as religious spaces, but also acted as venues for political and social activities. Their construction required immense resources and manpower, which were a testament to the city's importance within the Roman Empire. Pilgrims from far and wide traveled to Baalbek to witness and worship within these awe-inspiring structures, contributing to the city's reputation as a place of divine connection and imperial splendor. Baalbek's strategic location further cemented its significance. Situated along ancient trade routes, it became a crucial stop for merchants and travelers. This geographic advantage allowed the city to prosper economically and culturally, with its religious and ceremonial events enhancing its appeal to those passing through. As the city grew, its integration of varied cultural elements enriched its character, making it a beacon of unity amid the often fragmented ancient world. While the city thrived for centuries, its monumental structures faced eventual decline due to natural disasters, invasions, and the passage of time. Despite these challenges, the legacy of Baalbek remains intact through its ruins. The massive stone blocks used in the construction of its temples continue to confuse modern engineers, as their sheer size and precision defy the technological limitations of the time. The monumental temples of Baalbek, with their columns and intricately designed facades, are undoubtedly impressive. However, the true marvel lies in the megalithic stones beneath and around these structures. The megalithic stones. The megalithic stones at Baalbek stand among the most enigmatic achievements of ancient engineering. These colossal blocks, some weighing over 1,000 tons, were integral to the construction of the city's architectural masterpieces. Their sheer size and the skill required to shape, transport, and position them remain topics of fascination and debate among historians, archaeologists, and engineers alike. Among these stones, the Trilithon is perhaps the most famous. These three gargantuan stones, each weighing between 800 and 1,000 tons, form part of the temple's foundation. What makes the Trilithon truly extraordinary is the precision with which the stones fit together without the use of mortar. The stones are aligned so perfectly that even a thin sheet of paper cannot slide between them. This level of accuracy challenges modern perceptions of ancient capabilities. When compared to other monumental structures of antiquity, such as Stonehenge or the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Trilithon stands out not only for its scale, but also for the sophistication of its construction techniques. These stones dwarf even the heaviest blocks in the pyramids, underscoring the unique engineering achievements of Baalbek's builders. Another remarkable feature of Baalbek is the Stone of the Pregnant Woman, a single monolith that lies just outside the city. This immense stone measures 69 feet in length and weighs approximately 1,000 tons, making it one of the largest quarried stones in the ancient world. The name Stone of the Pregnant Woman likely stems from local folklore, which ascribes mythological and supernatural significance to the block. Stories from the region suggest that women who touched the stone could become fertile. However, what intrigues archaeologists more is why the stone was never used in the construction of Baalbek's temples. Some speculate that the monolith's sheer size may have made it impractical to transport or incorporate into the existing structures. The largest monolith discovered at Baalbek came to light relatively recently, in 2014, during excavations near the site of the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. This stone, which weighs an astounding 1,650 tons, is believed to be the largest single block of stone ever quarried by humans. Its discovery raised significant questions about the techniques ancient builders employed to carve and maneuver such massive stones. Tools made from bronze or iron would have worn down quickly while cutting through limestone, yet the ancient craftsmen managed to extract these blocks with astonishing precision. The implications of these megaliths extend far beyond their immediate site. They challenge existing theories about ancient construction techniques and suggest that the builders of Baalbek possessed a level of knowledge and expertise that rivaled, or perhaps even exceeded, that of many later civilizations. Modern engineers still grapple with the logistics of moving and positioning such immense stones. Even with advanced cranes, machinery, and transport methods, replicating these feats today would prove daunting. The question of how the ancient builders accomplished these tasks, using the tools available to them, remains unanswered. The megalithic stones also invite comparisons to other enigmatic constructions around the world. Sites like Stonehenge and the pyramids of Giza, though impressive in their own right, do not incorporate single stones of the size found at Baalbek. This fact adds to the site's mystique and reinforces its reputation as one of the greatest engineering triumphs of antiquity. Furthermore, it raises the possibility of lost technologies or techniques that allowed ancient cultures to achieve these seemingly impossible feats. The legacy of the megalithic stones lies not only in their physical presence, but also in the questions they leave unanswered. The Trilithon, the stone of the pregnant woman, and the 1,650-ton monolith offer a tangible connection to a time when human ingenuity pushed the boundaries of what seemed possible. But there's more to it. The sheer size and weight of the megalithic stones at Baalbek are impressive on their own. But what truly astonishes researchers is the ingenuity and precision required to construct the towering temples and monuments they supported. This leads to questions about the engineering feats that made these achievements possible and the mysteries that still surround them. Engineering feats and mysteries. The engineering behind Baalbek's construction remains one of the most perplexing aspects of this ancient site. The level of precision required to create seamless fits between the massive stones would be an impressive accomplishment, even by today's standards. Yet, these ancient builders were working with tools far less advanced than those available to modern engineers. Evidence suggests they used bronze chisels, stone hammers, and other rudimentary tools, raising the question, how did they achieve such remarkable accuracy with such basic instruments? Each stone fits perfectly with its neighbor, creating a stable structure that has withstood the elements for centuries. These seamless connections suggest careful planning and expertise in shaping and positioning the blocks. The transportation of these gigantic stones from the nearby quarry to the temple site presents another enigma. Theories about how the builders achieved this range from the use of sledges and rollers to ramps and pulleys, possibly combined with the labor of thousands of workers and beasts of burden. Some researchers suggest that sledges, placed on greased wooden tracks, could have helped move the stones. Others propose that large ramps were built to drag the blocks uphill, with ropes and teams of people pulling them. Tool marks and evidence of ancient pathways discovered near the site offer some clues to these methods. However, each theory has its limitations. For example, the idea of rollers might fail to account for the terrain's unevenness, while ramps long enough to provide a manageable incline would require monumental efforts to construct themselves. Equally mysterious is the process of placing these megalithic stones at their final destination. In some cases, they were lifted to heights of 30 feet or more, an achievement that would require incredible ingenuity. Modern crane technology could perform this feat today, but it is difficult to imagine how ancient builders could replicate such a process without steel cables, hydraulic systems, or powered machinery. Some theories suggest the use of complex scaffolding, winches, and counterweights, but physical evidence of such devices remains elusive. The task's complexity becomes even more apparent when considering that each block weighs hundreds, if not thousands, of tons. The builder's ability to maneuver and position these stones with such precision only adds to their mystique. When placed in a broader context, the engineering challenges at Baalbek highlight the exceptional skills of ancient societies. Comparisons to other monumental sites like the pyramids of Giza or the Inca stonework at Sacsayhuaman reveal fascinating parallels in construction ingenuity. However, the sheer size of Baalbek's stones, especially the Trilithon, sets it apart. The precision and weight of the blocks indicate that the builders had a deep understanding of materials, leverage, and possibly methods that have since been lost to history. These features not only highlight their technical knowledge, but also prompt speculation about whether they had tools or techniques we have yet to rediscover. The engineering feats at Baalbek underscore humanity's enduring capacity for creativity and problem-solving. Despite working with what modern observers might consider primitive tools, These ancient builders demonstrated remarkable ingenuity in tackling problems that would challenge even today's engineers. The questions that remain, how they transported, lifted, and aligned these massive stones, continue to fuel debates and investigations. What is clear, however, is that their achievements have secured Baalbek's place as one of the greatest wonders of ancient construction. The strange engineering accomplishments at Baalbek have left historians and scientists with more questions than answers, leading to various theories, both conventional and unconventional, about how this ancient marvel was constructed. Theories explaining Baalbek's construction. Scholars often look to Roman engineering expertise to explain how the builders of Baalbek achieved such monumental feats. The Romans had a reputation for architectural innovation and used advanced techniques like levers, pulleys, and inclined planes to handle heavy materials with incredible precision. These methods allowed them to construct structures that have stood the test of time. At Baalbek, tools and machinery were essential for maneuvering the colossal stones. Historians believe thousands of skilled workers and laborers carried out the project, splitting the overwhelming workload into specialized tasks such as cutting, transporting, and placing the stones. Planning played a central role in Roman construction, and Baalbek's temples likely followed detailed architectural designs. Roman architects were skilled at creating blueprints and scale models to guide projects. The Temple of Jupiter, for instance, showcases careful engineering, with its massive columns and symmetrical layout reflecting the Romans' mastery of geometry and balance. The execution of such a grand structure required incredible accuracy to ensure that the stones fit seamlessly. Even with these known Roman capabilities, the massive size and weight of some of Baalbek's stones, like those in the Trilithon, weighing hundreds of tons, push the boundaries of what their techniques could have managed. Tools like levers and ramps work well for smaller loads, but their practicality diminishes with blocks of that scale. These gaps in understanding have given rise to alternative theories. Some researchers believe Baalbek's builders may have deliberately aligned the structures with celestial events. They suggest that the layout of the Temple of Jupiter and other sites might correspond with astronomical phenomena, such as solstices or equinoxes. This alignment could signify a deep understanding of astronomy and may have served religious or ceremonial purposes. Such an approach suggests the builders saw a symbolic connection between their earthly creations and the movements of the heavens. Others propose the possibility of forgotten technologies that could explain Baalbek's incredible construction. According to these theories, ancient civilizations might have used advanced tools or techniques lost to history, allowing them to cut, shape, and move the enormous stones with much greater efficiency. Evidence for these claims remains elusive, but proponents point to the precision of the stone joins, which were fitted so closely that they required no mortar. While modern researchers have not uncovered direct proof of these technologies, the stones themselves speak to an advanced level of skill that is hard to reconcile with conventional methods. Local myths surrounding Baalbek add another layer of intrigue. Stories passed down through generations attribute the site's construction to giants or divine beings. These legends often center around the scale of the stones, claiming that their size and placement were beyond human capability. For example, the so-called Stone of the Pregnant Woman, which measures over 60 feet in length and weighs approximately 1,000 tons, is central to many of these tales. Its sheer size, coupled with its incomplete state, has made it a symbol of mystery and wonder. According to regional folklore, the involvement of supernatural forces is the only logical explanation for how Baalbek came to be. Some myths describe gods lending their strength to assist humanity, while others suggest that the temples were erected entirely by divine beings as monuments to their power. These stories, though rooted in mythology, reveal how people of the past tried to make sense of the extraordinary. Even those living closer to the site's construction found it hard to believe that human hands could have achieved such feats, so they turned to myths to explain what seemed impossible. Modern researchers continue to analyze Baalbek, seeking answers to these mysteries. They use advanced tools like ground-penetrating radar and detailed three-dimensional modeling to study the site. These methods offer new insights into how the structures were built and what techniques might have been used. However, for every piece of evidence uncovered, more questions emerge. How exactly were the stones transported across rugged terrain? Were the Romans responsible for the entire site, or did they build upon the work of an older, now lost civilization? Does Baalbek share a connection with other megalithic sites around the world that we have yet to understand? The mystery of Baalbek lies at the crossroads of engineering, astronomy, and mythology. The technical achievements attributed to Roman engineering provide a framework for how the temples were built, while alternative theories and local myths offer additional layers of interpretation. Together, they create a complex narrative of human ingenuity and imagination. Baalbek represents more than just an architectural marvel. It symbolizes the lengths ancient people went to in connecting their work to the divine and the cosmos. But while the theories and myths surrounding Baalbek help to shed light on its construction, comparing it to other ancient monuments provides valuable context for understanding its uniqueness and significance. Comparative analysis with other monuments. To fully appreciate the scale and ambition of Baalbek's construction, it is useful to compare it with other iconic monuments such as Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. These ancient structures stand as testaments to humanity's ability to engineer monumental projects, yet their differences highlight the exceptional nature of Baalbek. At Stonehenge, located in England, the massive stones weigh an average of 30 tons. While impressive, they pale in comparison to Baalbek's Trilithon stones, which can weigh more than 800 tons. Stonehenge's construction is thought to have relied on sledges, ropes, and manpower to move stones over long distances. Evidence suggests some of the stones were transported from quarries over 200 miles away. Although these methods demonstrate incredible human ingenuity, their scale is not as overwhelming as the feats required at Baalbek. The colossal weight of Baalbek's stones presents logistical challenges that remain unexplained, far exceeding anything attempted at Stonehenge. The Egyptian pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, offer another point of comparison. The massive limestone and granite blocks used in their construction each weigh an average of 15 tons, which is minuscule compared to the monolithic stones at Baalbek. The pyramid builders employed a sophisticated system of ramps and sledges to transport and position these blocks. These ramps, stretching for miles and gradually inclining, allowed workers to pull heavy loads efficiently. Despite the enormity of their undertaking, the pyramid's engineering challenges seem modest when compared to Baalbek's staggering monoliths. At Baalbek, some stones remain only partially quarried or abandoned altogether, such as the stone of the pregnant woman, which weighs over 1,000 tons. This unfinished stone hints at the sheer scale of ambition behind Baalbek's construction. One key difference lies in the purpose of these monuments. The pyramids served as tombs for pharaohs, designed to preserve their journey into the afterlife and demonstrate their divine authority. Stonehenge, on the other hand, likely served a ceremonial or astronomical function, with its layout aligned to track celestial events like solstices. In contrast, Baalbek appears to combine elements of religious worship, astronomical alignment, and monumental engineering in ways that surpass both Stonehenge and the pyramids in complexity and scale. The temples of Jupiter, Bacchus, and Venus at Baalbek were religious centers, but they were also architectural marvels designed to inspire awe among visitors and worshippers. The comparison also highlights Baalbek's unique achievements in stoneworking techniques. At Stonehenge and the pyramids, stones are fitted together with precision but rely heavily on mortar and simpler joint mechanisms. At Baalbek, the stones were cut and placed so precisely that no mortar was needed, and the joints were virtually seamless. This level of accuracy suggests a highly advanced understanding of both engineering and material properties, one that stands out even when measured against the standards of other ancient civilizations. These comparisons illustrate what makes Baalbek truly remarkable. Its massive stones and sophisticated engineering go beyond what is seen in other monuments, raising important questions about the knowledge and capabilities of its builders. Unlike Stonehenge, which relied on smaller stones transported across long distances, Baalbek's construction involved manipulating single blocks weighing hundreds of tons. And unlike the pyramids, whose scale was achieved through the use of many medium-sized blocks, Baalbek pushed the boundaries of what a single stone could represent in architectural design. Modern archaeology takes this understanding further by using advanced tools and techniques to uncover the secrets buried within Baalbek. Modern archaeological efforts. In recent years, advancements in archaeological tools and methods have transformed our understanding of ancient sites like Baalbek. Ground-penetrating radar and three-dimensional imaging have become indispensable in the study of the temple complex. These cutting-edge tools allow researchers to probe beneath the surface without disturbing the ancient site physically. Using ground-penetrating radar, archaeologists have discovered subterranean chambers and corridors hidden under the temple grounds, potentially offering clues about Baalbek's construction process. These chambers may have served as support spaces for storage, worker activity, or ritualistic practices. Similarly, three-dimensional imaging has provided detailed reconstructions of the site's original form, helping researchers understand how each structure might have looked during its peak. These visual recreations have given us a new perspective on the scale and craftsmanship of Baalbek, as well as the intricate details that may have been lost over centuries of weathering and neglect. Artifacts discovered during ongoing excavations have added further layers to the narrative of Baalbek. Tools found at the site, such as chisels, sledges, and stone hammers, provide critical evidence of the techniques used in quarrying, carving, and shaping the megalithic stones. These tools, while impressive in their context, appear rudimentary when compared to the sheer size and weight of the materials they were meant to handle. This has raised questions about whether these tools represent the full extent of the technology available to the builders, or if some knowledge or equipment remains undiscovered. Marks on the stones, possibly made by these tools, suggest intricate planning and detailed craftsmanship, showing that these structures were more than architectural feats. They were works of art and engineering genius. New discoveries have shed light on how Baalbek's builders might have moved and placed the stones. Fragments of transport systems, including remains of sledges or wooden platforms, have been uncovered nearby. These findings support theories that ancient builders used sledges and rollers to shift the massive blocks, likely lubricated with animal fat or water to reduce friction. Recent analysis of the terrain surrounding Baalbek has revealed pathways or ramps carved into the earth, which might have been used to transport these enormous stones to the temple site. These ramps, which may have extended for miles, indicate the builders meticulously planned the logistics of construction, making use of every available resource. However, these methods still leave questions unanswered, particularly about how the largest stones, weighing over 1,000 tons, were raised into their final positions without modern machinery. Despite the progress made by technology and artifact analysis, some of the most confusing questions about Baalbek remain unanswered. The builders achieved extraordinary precision in fitting the massive stones together, often without the use of mortar, creating joints so seamless that even modern tools would struggle to replicate them. Archaeologists have proposed several theories to explain this precision, from the use of advanced tools to highly trained craftsmanship. Yet, none fully address how such accuracy was possible, using the materials and methods available during the ancient period. Additionally, researchers remain uncertain about why such massive stones were necessary. Were these stones chosen purely for durability and strength, or did their size hold ceremonial or symbolic significance? Without definitive answers, the mystery of Baalbek continues to inspire debate and investigation. Modern archaeological efforts also challenge our broader assumptions about ancient civilizations. They force us to consider whether the builders of Baalbek had access to forms of knowledge or technology that were lost over time or even misunderstood by later generations. For instance, some experts have suggested that Baalbek's construction might reveal a different paradigm of engineering altogether, one that relied more on human ingenuity, natural resources, and an intimate understanding of materials, rather than sheer mechanical power. Others speculate that Baalbek's builders used techniques that were more advanced than we realize, but have yet to be uncovered through modern research. As research progresses, every discovery at Baalbek adds to the growing narrative of human achievement and ingenuity. The tools, chambers, and features uncovered so far only scratch the surface of what may lie hidden within and around the site. Each unanswered question serves as a reminder of how much we have yet to learn about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. With ongoing investigations and continuous improvements in archaeological technology, but there's a lot we have learned, and can learn from this monument. What Baalbek reveals about human ingenuity. Baalbek shows what humans can achieve through determination, creativity, and skill. The site represents the ambition and intelligence of ancient civilizations who pushed the limits of what was possible with the tools and knowledge they had. The Temple of Jupiter and the Trilithon stones serve as lasting examples of humanity's ability to imagine and carry out massive projects. Even when compared to modern engineering achievements like skyscrapers and bridges, Baalbek's scale and precision stand out. It suggests that ancient builders mastered techniques we might not fully understand today, showcasing their unmatched expertise. The construction of Baalbek challenges how we view ancient civilizations. Many people assume these societies were limited by basic tools and a lack of scientific understanding. Yet Baalbek, with its gigantic stones and intricate designs, disproves those assumptions. It suggests ancient builders may have had techniques or knowledge that have since been forgotten. This idea leads some researchers to wonder if ancient cultures shared more technology and knowledge across regions than we currently realize. Such possibilities show that human progress might not always be linear, and that ancient civilizations were capable of things that still amaze us today. Baalbek's legacy remains just as important. Historians, researchers, and everyday people continue to be fascinated by its mysteries. For scholars, it represents a puzzle that requires uncovering and understanding its methods and significance. For others, it sparks curiosity about the lives of those who built it and what it meant to them. Its legacy isn't just about past accomplishments, it also inspires modern innovators and dreamers to explore new boundaries, much like the builders of Baalbek once did. More than just a historical site, Baalbek connects the ancient past to the present. It pushes us to keep exploring the roots of human knowledge and creativity. By studying Baalbek, we don't just learn about history, we also gain inspiration for the future. It stands as a reminder of what humanity can achieve, keeping its story as timeless as the stones themselves. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.